Hey everybody, I'm in West Ocean City waiting on the sunset down here at the marina, looking at the fishing boats, and anytime I think fishing, fishermen, fishing boats, I think apostles. But in this case, I'm not really thinking about James or John or Peter or any of our fishermen. I'm thinking about our great physician, Luke. You're like, what? Yeah, well, that's a fishing boat behind me. I'm thinking about Paul and Luke's trip to Rome and their shipwreck onto the Isle of Malta. You know, they were loaded onto a ship. The Roman soldiers, they were put with Julius. Julius was the Roman centurion that was in charge of Paul's custody, and he was responsible to get him to Caesar because Paul had appealed to Caesar, and with Paul on this journey was the great physician Luke. And I'm thankful that it was Luke that was with him, because Luke was able to document and give an account of that journey in Acts. If you look at Acts 27, it is a very detailed account of that entire ordeal. 14 days at sea, or in the storm. There were more days than that at sea, but in the hurricane there were 14 days where they couldn't see the sun or the stars. And finally, when they saw land, they tried to run the ship ashore and ended up not getting it to the beach, but hit a sandbar, and the waves, while the bow was stuck, the stern was being battered and got broken up. But during this 14-day period, Paul had received a vision, and he let them know that, listen, everything's going to be fine. I have to be before Caesar. The Lord's going to see to that. And, the angel told me that everybody's going to make it. And I want to say there were 267 on that ship, but everybody made it. And, the whole shipwreck, the months on Malta, it started out with Paul being bitten by a viper, and the people of Malta thinking, well, that was divine justice that he's receiving. He must be a murderer or something. He's in custody, and now a viper has bitten him. But when the poisonous viper had no effect on Paul, they thought, well, he's a god. And, it wasn't long. He's healing folks, and after the wintering that he spent there on Malta, the few months there, it turns out they loved Paul and Paul loved them. It's just a wonderful story. But the shipwreck, now, the detail in which Luke is able to record that, to this day, historians, not just theologians, but historians of all stripes, historians look back on the account in Acts 27 when they want to look and research a shipwreck in his time. So I don't know that John Mark or any of our other writers could have captured it in such detail like Luke did. Luke was an educated man. Luke was a wonderful writer. That's probably why he was commissioned by Theophilus to write this account down. And thankfully, it was Luke who had firsthand eyewitness knowledge and was on this very journey with Paul at this time they were shipwrecked. Anyway, that's my thoughts down here at the marina. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get off here and enjoy the sunset. Be blessed.